In this video, you will learn about human respiratory system, which is made up of respiratory organs, and they are doing one job, which is respiration. But students, this respiration is not a very simple process. It consists of multiple stages like breathing, gas exchange, as well as the cellular respiration. We'll see the mechanism of respiration that is happening in the human respiratory system in the next video. In this video, you will learn only about the different organs which are making this respiratory system and their jobs individually. So starting from the nasal cavity, so if you look at this nasal cavity, then it has got the mucous membrane that is secreting a sticky substance which is called the mucus, and its job is to capture or stick any dust particle or any other particle, so it avoids the entrance of such particles inside the airways. Beside the mucous membrane, we are also having the hairs. Fine hairs are lying inside our nasal cavity. They also filter the air. Beside this, the blood capillaries are also found in the nasal cavity. They are meant for maintaining the temperature, as you know that the air outside is differing in the temperature with respect to the body temperature. So the blood capillaries warms the air up so that it matches the temperature of the inside of the airways. After this nasal cavity, there is pharynx. Pharynx, you know, it serves as a passage for food, but it also serves here as a passage of air. Okay, so here near the pharynx there is a hole which is called glottis, and it is covered with a lid or with a cover which is called epiglottis. Epiglottis closes itself when the food is passing, because through the glottis only the air can pass and then it will enter the lower respiratory tract. So in order to avoid the entrance of any food particle, this epiglottis closes once the food is passing, and it remains open when the air is passing. Once the air enters the lower respiratory tract, then the first part is larynx, and larynx is basically having the vocal cords. So when the air hits, then they vibrate and thereby produce sound. Below larynx is the main pipe which is called the windpipe, and it is named as trachea. This trachea is basically made up of incomplete C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Why they are incomplete? Because in order to avoid any collapse of airway, these are made such by nature. When this trachea is serving as a passage of air, and when it is descending down, this branches into two bronchi. Okay, so one is the left bronchus that is entering the left lung, and the other is the right bronchus that is entering the right lung. Once they enter the lungs, they give off fine branches which are called bronchioles, and these bronchioles, they are having the most delicate sacs which are called the air sacs, and they're termed as alveoli. Alveoli serve as a respiratory surface. Okay, and due to the presence of alveoli, the lungs, they get a spongy appearance, and they are very, very delicate organs, hence they must be protected. So how are they protected? You will see here. As you know that the lungs are located in the thoracic region, so the lungs are protected with the help of the bony cage, which is basically made up of the sternum bone which is lying near the chest cavity, as well as they are made up of they are protected with the ribs, and the ribs are, there are 12 pairs of ribs present in our body, and they are moving from the front to the back, and there they are actually attaching near the vertebral column. Okay, so if you look the inside structure of the lungs, then these lungs, they are basically enclosed in the double pleural membrane, and within these two membranes there is a cavity line which is called the pleural cavity, and is filled with the pleural fluid. The function of the pleural fluid is to provide lubrication when these lungs are performing their jobs. Okay, in order to avoid any damage to the lungs, or in order to avoid any sort of pressure on the wall of the lungs, this pleural fluid serves as a lubricant, and it minimizes the sort of any friction during the movement, during the breathing process. Okay, now coming to the ribs. Ribs basically, they are having the intercostal muscles. These intercostal muscles, they help the ribs to move when we are performing breathing process. Okay, and along with intercostal muscles, there are some other muscles found. There is a sheet of muscles which is called a diaphragm, and it is actually separating this thoracic cavity from this abdominal cavity, this abdominal region. And during the process of respiration, when we are actually doing the breathing process, then they help this whole thing, this whole bony cage to move, and thereby they help out the respiratory system to perform its job. I hope that this is pretty clear to you. And here I want to show you the alveoli. These are basically the simple squamous epithelium tissues, and they are very thin. So as they are thin, they enable the lungs to exchange the gases. So oxygen is diffused in while carbon dioxide gas is diffused out. This is all about the human respiratory system. You saw that how is extending from the nasal cavity till the alveolar level, alveoli, and we'll see the mechanism of respiration, how is it happening in our body, in the next video. If you have any question related to the structure of human respiratory system, or if you want to clear any concept, then you may ask in the comments. This is all for today. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.